this is part 3 because I want to go further. I want to zoom in a bit into what's happening soon. But as I was saying, in terms of you being unsure about how to move forward, how you're supposed to move forward when you're still like in this energy of like, no, this is wrong. This has been wrong. How I've been treated has been wrong. It's not for you to speak on. I don't know if that's right. It's not for you to convince. It's not for you to say. It's your partner's job, or it's the other person's job. I'm even getting that specifically for some people, this could be like a bad business deal or a work deal, or something to do with like business work, something you're involved in contractually, okay? An entity that you are involved in contractually as well. It doesn't just have to be like, this is absolutely marriage, but it could be the marriage of a project. It could be a project you're involved in and someone has sabotaged it or done something to sabotage you, and it's completely unfair and unrelated to this, what they have done. It's more of like a moral thing, or the principle of it. It's not your responsibility, I'm hearing, to fight for the justice of like the principle of it. It's this other person that you're involved in this with. And I'm hearing like, even if like you feel the need to comment and go like, the other person, like my husband or the other person's not seeing it the way that like we're seeing it, it's not your job to as much as it hurts, as frustrating as it is, it's not your job to actually convince them. But I'm hearing through talking about it with them and processing it in real time, that's what I have been doing, this other person will see things for how they truly are on their own terms through how you process. How you're processing your grief, how you're processing your pain, how you're processing your stress, your anxiety, your worry. They will see. And you don't have to convince them. You will not have to convince them. Even if right now it feels like the only way, like I'm getting a lot of you feel alone in this. Maybe you were bullied, treated unfairly, disrespected. People were projecting their insecurities, their pain onto you and doing the thing to you that they are saying you did to them, even though you didn't. So you're not, there's lyrics in here. Yeah, I know you said, can't you just get over it? It turned my whole world around and I kind of like it. The Lovers here. This is like a decision that you're making to step out of this 9 of Swords. Like you're real, like you might have been feeling this stress and anxiety. This was like me, like last week I was like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so anxious about this. And then like, it got to like Wednesday last week. I'm like, wait a minute. If I ask myself, I don't actually give a fuck. What is it that you do care about in this? What is it that you are upset about? And you know what? If you need to process this right now, comment down below. If you feel like you need to like say the things that you feel, okay, like for example, for me, it is this song. The lyrics of this song, I'm Not Ready to Make Nice, that was the thing that I was warring with myself. I was like, I don't want to work things out with these people. I don't want to smooth things over. It is no loss to me for me to distance myself. But because of the nature of the situation, because of who these people are to me, I felt like societally I had to fall on my own sword for them, because that was what was morally right. That's just what you do. Be the bigger person. And I'm like, fuck being the bigger person. And not being the bigger person in this doesn't mean that you hold on to unnecessary anger and bitterness. What it means is you're giving yourself the permission to care about how this is affecting you. It's giving you permission to say, I don't condone this. And for some reason, as someone who is usually quite diplomatic and quite open and quite, I can understand like that people make mistakes and you don't know what you don't know. But for some reason in this, and this could just be something that I'm just spiritually drawn to, this incident is hitting my Saturn return. Exactly. And it's lined up with this eclipse season with, and this 29 degrees Virgo eclipse energy is right on my second house of my worth, my values, my self-respect, and it's hitting my Lilith degree, my Lilith placement. For those of you who are into astrology, my Lilith is at 29 degrees of Virgo. This eclipse is at 29 degrees Virgo. So for it to be hitting my second house and exact to the degree of my Lilith placement, like, so if you need to process this, like, and comment down below, like, what it is that you're like, I have this, like, belief, like, isn't it, like, the right thing to take this apology or take this and just move on with it? If that doesn't feel right to you, that doesn't feel right to you. So for me, that looked like sitting down with my cards last week and going, hey, Spirit, I need to have this honest discussion with you. I don't actually care to make up with this person. I don't think I actually like this person as a person. I don't think that I necessarily, like, I care about their well-being, of course, but I don't have feelings for them. I don't care for them. If they did not exist in my life, I would, like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's no, they don't hold any, and to say, like, they don't hold value in my life, I don't know that that's, like, it's too nuanced. But they don't hold a lot of value in my life. So there's no loss here. And it's a situation where, for me, I had to be honest with myself, and I had to have the guts to be honest with myself and say, hey, like, I'm not actually stressed out about this. And for me, I was reacting from a place of, like, I was stressing, and I instantly went into, like, placating. Like, the last message that the last interaction I had with this person was apologizing for any hurt that I have caused, because that was the right thing to do. And now I'm like, it's not a bad thing that I've done that, but for me, looking back, I wish I hadn't done that, because now I have inadvertently taken responsibility for something that isn't mine to take responsibility for. So you just waiting, not doing anything, not making any decisions. If you have, don't worry about it. There's something to be learned from that. You might find that you feel a very, very different way. You're having this, like, epiphany. You're having this moment of realization where you're like, a lot of the time, anxiety, stress isn't a choice, especially if you are someone who struggles with mental health like me. I also suffer with OCD, so, like, a lot of this Nine of Swords energy for me is not a choice. However, in this situation, I was like, wait, it kind of is. It's still bothering me because it's still fresh and I'm still processing what's happened, but the emotional load of it, I was like, I don't actually have to take responsibility for this. This is not actually how I feel. I can be stressed that this whole ordeal is happening, but I don't need to be stressed for anything else. And as soon as I realized that, or as soon as I was able to admit that to myself, along with, I don't necessarily have feelings for this person. I was liking them, loving them, getting along with them for the sake of this, whatever this is, right? The sanctity of what this is. And Spirit is wanting you to know that you don't have to do that anymore. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's not going to cause extra problems. If anything, it will cause extra resentment, extra problems down the line if you do continue to choose to take emotional, psychological responsibility for this person's reactions, for this person's actions, for this person's feelings, and whatever it is that they're projecting onto you, right? If you take on this stance of, like, oh, I'm stressed and I'm anxious and I'm worried, head to part 4. I'm so sorry, guys.